This is the Nourish Your Soul show. I'm very honored to be guest hosting tonight for Lenny Savante. And just the name itself, Nourish Your Soul, is a call. It is a call to action to nourish our soul. And so tonight we are going to be speaking about the Food Healing Oracle deck. I am a certified reader with the Food Healing Oracle deck, and also EFT tapping, and how I use them and combine them with clients. And in my book, I'm also an essential oils aficionado, big major part of my practice, and I chose inspiration oil this evening. And wow, there's this interesting. Hi, Jenny. I'm not certain why you can't hear me. Double check my sound. It said my mic is working. This happened last. Volume is very low. Okay. Let's see. Thank you, Rachel. How about now? So maybe that will help as well. And thank you for hopping on. If you could give me a thumbs up, maybe. It's very difficult to hear. I don't know why. Let me move a little closer. Um, Although I'm pretty darn close. I don't know why I have problems with this platform, and I apologize. So I hope that you are going to get a benefit from this. Denise Flood, change your frequency, change your life, and we will be working with EFT tapping and the Food Healing Oracle deck. And let's take a moment to gather ourselves. So hopefully this will adjust itself. And take a moment and breathe with me. And we will do an invocation prayer. So breathing in together, hold that for as long as is comfortable. I'm going to count to about 5 and breathe out. Just letting go of anything that doesn't serve you. And breathe in again, that life-giving oxygen. And breathe out anything that doesn't serve you. And one more time. Breathing in and breathing out. And see. Is the volume better? We're having a little storm, so I hope that we will be able to stay on, and I hope that you are able to hear me. I'm going to explain a little bit about tapping, and tapping is a form of acupressure that helps to calm the body by tapping on certain areas of the body that, okay, that is, I think, Tamara, hi, I'm so glad to see you. We are having a thunderstorm here, so I hope that it will be able to record this and that we so that I am sending the best possible energy and holding us all in the light
So let's just say a quick prayer that the internet gods are with us. And tapping is a series of points on the body that connect to our major meridian points. And if you would like more information about this, if you can see, it's deniseflood.com. On my website, there is a tapping section. There is a free ebook there that I would be happy to send to you if you request that, that gives directions on this. And I am also willing to do a quick phone call. There's a place to make an appointment for that as well, to show you the ins and outs. But for tonight, we're going to tap right here directly over your thymus. And that's where your sternum is, that part of your breastbone. So we will tap there. And I will say, if you do not have a glass of water, get a glass of water, because in between rounds, we will take sips of water. And we tap here on the sternum because it covers every major meridian point. And so what I thought we would do tonight is to anybody who would like to have a card. Hi, Krista. Thank you for hopping on. I love you. Anybody who would like me to do a card pull for them, I'm going to be using the original Food Healing Oracle deck, not the second deck. I have not been gone through the course for the second deck yet, so I will be using the first deck, but I'd love to be able to pull cards for people, and then we can tap on whatever comes up for that card, the frequency of it, the word that is associated with it, and okay, also to know when we are tapping in a group like this, you may experience some things as well, even if it is not your card. And that is because we are all connected. And what is meant for one may resonate with you. And to take that and to tap along, because we are all one and we are all connected. And each of our experiences, as we clear for ourselves, we clear for others, and this way we can all be in community together. And so to get started, I will take a sip of water. And whatever beverage you have. And Tamara is the first one who requested a card. I will try to keep up, and if anybody else would love a card, just let me know. And I'm going to, this card is for Tamara. Yes. And Tamara, the card for you is flow. Flow is papaya. And honestly, I love the way that they did this card, because it is such a beautiful, it's a circle. There are seeds that are visible, the seeds that we plant. And also, to me, it looks like a flower. And it is springtime. And I just absolutely love that. Every part of the papaya is actually edible or able to be used in some way. And that also represents the flow of life and the way that we can use everything that is presented to us in order to move into that next level of higher consciousness. So Tamara and everyone, go ahead and just start gently tapping on chest, on your thymus, and let us tune in to the frequencies of papaya. And imagine a papaya. Imagine holding it in your hand, and the word flow, the frequency of flow. And just ask yourself, where in my life do I need to pay attention to where things may not be flowing properly or completely? If I feel blocked in any way, in any aspect, and we talk about the physical, the emotional, the mental, the spiritual levels. Just check in on each one of them. The physical level, where in my body am I needing to create a greater flow of energy? Where in my emotions I feel blocked? Where in my thoughts am I stuck? And am I allowing spirit to flow in me and through me to clear these things? And what came up for me also was, is there some place that you might be giving too much energy? It might be that you need to tune it down a little bit in order to hear yourself. That could be our thoughts or our emotions, in order to hear our spirit. The fine tuning of our bodies allow us to be in flow. Oh, thank you, Tamara. And I hope that this is something that is resonating with you. That ability to dial up or dial down our energies in different areas of our bodies. And for anybody that is not familiar, though I think everybody probably is, that we have this physical body, this body that is closest to us. And sometimes when the bodies, the emotional, mental, spiritual bodies, have some blockages or aren't flowing quite as clearly, that can come into our body. And when we tweak a little part of our body, sometimes I will feel a tweak under my left shoulder, and I will know that I'm holding on, that I am not, I need to breathe in more fully and expand those my lungs to fill up the space and allow that flow to go right through the circulatory system, right down to the cellular level, release things so that I can stand more fully as a conscious soul being on the planet. Okay, so Tamara, I hope that was of service to you. I absolutely love you and thank you for being on. And the next person that I see asked for a card was Rachel, my dear friend. I appreciate you. And I'm going to take a sip of water to kind of clear, and I invite you to do the same. Mm. And this card is for Rachel Tizanos. Okay. The card is Blackberries, Procrastination. And sometimes I love blackberries, and I remember picking them as a child, and also they have thorns. So to be very aware of that and to look at this card closely, because blackberries are actually very beautiful fruit, and they are in a bowl. And let in that energy of procrastination and just tap right here. And I don't know if this resonates with you or not. And for anyone else that it may resonate with, I often beat myself up for procrastination, thinking I'm not getting enough done, thinking I then get stuck in thinking I'm not getting enough done. And yet sometimes what we deem procrastination can actually be that waiting period, almost like that pregnant moment before we give birth, and to allow us to examine that and to see where and when is the best time to move forward. So even though this procrastination card came up for me today, and you can repeat this if you want, or just allow it to resonate with you. Even though this procrastination card came up for me today, I deeply and completely love and accept myself for who I am and where I am. Knowing that in any moment, I have the power to move forward or take a step back from that which will best serve me in holding boundaries. For some reason, boundaries are coming in, and perhaps you're procrastinating against setting boundaries. I'm not sure. That's kind of what one of the little things that I'm hearing. Um, and sometimes procrastination can be a form of protection. And to know that here in this moment, we can set our energies to allow ourselves that shield of protection that allows us to move forward and yet gives us those health boundaries. I use something I call the ring past not, and I see it as kind of an electric blue circular bubble around me that when energies come towards me, that electric blue flame only allows that which is for my highest good through, and it sends back the energies to those or that which is not going to be for my health and well-being. I don't know if this all there is to that, but I would suggest sitting with that procrastination, that word procrastination, and the feelings that it brings up, and perhaps doing a little tapping on clearing that, even if it was in the past, even if it's something you're hanging on to, that it is time. It is time to let it go. It is time to let those energies, those people, those incidents or experiences go so that they can go on their own highest good journey. And this is your time to be and stand in your own personal power. Okay, I'm going to take a sip of water. Oh, thank you, Rachel. Rachel's writing this. I designates on many levels. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Rachel. Again, if anybody else is resonating with the different things, I know I have resonated with both cards that I've pulled so far. And, and I'm and or otherwise I will do a general group reading if there is. I'll give it a minute and tell you why we drink water in between the tapping rounds, because water is so essential to our electrical body. And when we're doing any kind of clearing work, we want to clear our electrical system, allow it to flow. And that is why I suggest we drink the water. And the tapping has been scientifically proven to calm the body, to help us move from fight and flight in our ancestor brain, the back of the brain, the medulla, into our thinking and our emotional brain. And I add oils. I used inspiration tonight, but I have another oil here, Awaken, that I absolutely love, that I used right before I got on so that I could awaken myself to be present here to all of the energies that we'll be sharing. Ah, and thank you, Susan. Yes, water is so good for us. I would invite you, anyone else that would like a card, please just go ahead and you can put an emoji, you can put a yes, please. Um, and the reason that I use essential oils a lot in my practice, in my own personal life, is because essential oils are one of the few things on the planet will pass the blood-brain barrier, and that means that it can affect our emotional centers of our brain. It can affect the mental centers of our brain, and more importantly, it can affect our ancestor brain, helping us to release fears and move into that higher consciousness and assimilate. And so, oh, okay, we have two takers, and I see Susan and then Krista. So I'm going to put these other cards back in the deck um, and give it a quick shuffle here. So the next card we'll be pulling is for Susan Chamberlain. I'm going to send that out for the best and highest message for you today. Oh, Susan, this is a beautiful card, and I'm glad we're bringing it into our group. And that is mango and joy. And if anybody here is in Florida, you know that we are just entering mango season. So I am really looking forward to having a lot of joy in my life. And again, look at the juiciness of this card and see that it is presented in the card in two ways. I see it outside and the other gathered in a cup. And also the colors, the yellow, the joy in the solar plexus. The solar plexus is our will, and that joyful willingness to step into our power, and also that your joy can be contained or it can be shared with the world. But to remember to keep a little joy set aside for you. For me, that is what just the words that I'm getting right now, and is to make sure you always fill your cup of joy first. And let's just tap on that a moment. That frequency of joy, and say that word out. I am joy. I feel joy. Allow myself to feel joy. Sometimes that can even be difficult. Sometimes feeling joy feels like maybe, and this may just be my take on it. So if it doesn't resonate with you, please change the words to resonate with you. But sometimes I almost feel guilty for being joyful when I see so much going on in the world. And yet I know that is exactly where we need to stand. Because in order to shift the world, we need to stand in that feeling of joy and love and allow it to spill out and into the world. And so, Susan, I invite you and everyone on this call to just for a moment fill our cup up, fill our inner cup up. And I'm actually holding my solar plexus in this moment while I'm tapping. And if you feel called to do so, I invite you to do that too. And see a beautiful mango right there, filling your tummy with joy and allowing that to fill us up. I fill myself with joy in this moment, and I share it with these people as we commune together, that we are that joy, that we radiate it from a cellular level. We see that joy fill us up and flow through the very pores of our body until we are that divine light coming out from that solar plexus. That center chakra of our body. And that mangoes also have that beautiful and red skin. And to see that filling our sacral chakra, our root chakra, and grounding that down in the earth, so that as we walk on this earth, if we would take a look behind us, we see our footsteps, light, shining that light, so that we are the light of the world. And also, what a wonderful card for the day after Easter, for the promise of miracles, for the Passover of believing in miracles, that we might be the miracle of joy in someone else's life as well as our own. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate. Yes, joy is a high vibration to hold consciously. And it comes from within. Thank you, Susan, for sharing that. Whew. Okay, so let's take another sip of water. And allow that to clear and cleanse and also elevate and have all our neurons firing. And I will tuck that back in, and Krista is next. Oh, I love you, Krista. Krista is my daughter, for those who don't know, and her love and support nourishes my soul. I am over the moon to have her here. Okay. This card is for Krista Gonzalez. This card, patience, plums, and it is such an appropriate card, knowing, speaking as a mom, and knowing that we are being patient as we find out our fur baby's prognosis. And I do believe that calls to that. And I will ask indulgence of everyone on here for a moment to send some light and love to our little fur baby. Her name is Gigi. That's short for Gorgonzola. So she is Gigi Gorgonzola Gonzalez, and she is having some issues. And patience. Here are the plums, and plums are also juicy. So what I get from this card, and see this beautiful basket, is having patience to wait until that plum ripens, so that when you actually bite into that fruit, there is a burst of flavor and juice of life that will be manifest So I see this as a beautiful and positive card for Gigi, for you, for Max, together as your little family. And Kristen says she's working on it. It is a hard. I am calling in patience in my heart and my soul, in my emotions, so that I can walk forward knowing that I have the strength to be here for Gigi, and I have the willingness to be patient with her as she works out her own issues. I have the patience to work with the universe as we clear health issues, that we stand in solidarity. That's that collective basket. And allow ourselves to wait for the moment that is the right time, make decisions that is the right time. Timing is everything. And to be in alignment with the timing, that is my prayer. And I send forth that light and that love. I had to pull a second card for you. And patience with, let me see if we can see this, positivity. Peaches. Patience with positivity. And to hold that, energy. And thank you everyone on this call for holding this energy together with us. I feel truly blessed. And I know it's working because I can feel the energy. I am getting warm. Woof. Ah, ah. I always say I should wear sleeveless shirts when I do this work. So let's take a sip of water. And, oh, thank you, Tamara. Bless you, Krista. Okay. And I had my friend Debbie text me that she is driving and she would like a card. And so, Debbie Culler, this card is for you. She couldn't pull over, but she has requested a card, and so I'm going to do that. For her. Thank you, Tamara. I love you. Krista, I love you. I love everyone. Oh my gosh. I love doing this work. I'm so overjoyed to be on this call tonight and to be able to support Lainey. But I'm going to pull this card for Debbie, and then we're going to together pull a card for Lainey as she is caring for her mother. Okay. Okay, for Debbie, I love this card because Deb needs more fun, and she got the card Spontaneity, Bananas. So adding some spontaneity in there, and I'm going to tap on that because sometimes even myself called spontaneous. I allow my illusions of responsibility to stop me from doing something fun. And so I'm going to use this as a reminder to do something fun. And I make sure that and let's just call in some spontaneity into our lives to allow ourselves to Just go, you know what? I'm going to get up and take a walk. You know what? I'm going to just I'm going to call so and so, somebody who makes you laugh. Uh, Call me. I will make you laugh. Connect with me. I need some spontaneity as well. So here we go. Deb, I wish you well, and let's be spontaneity together. We're going to do something together. Okay, and I'm going to take a, oh, thank you, Juliet. Juliet, would you like a card before I move on? And anyone else that would like a card? And even if you say so later, I'm going to say I would love to pick a card for Lainey. She couldn't be here this evening, and I would just love for us to do a short meditation. Oh gosh, and how much perfect could this be? This is for Lainey, and it is the feelings card. Okay, and then we'll pull Juliet, and then Elizabeth. Absolutely. So the feelings card, Ginger. So if you join me in just one moment, I am going to, that we allow ourselves to feel all the feelings, the good, the bad, the ugly, the absolutely fabulous, and know that they are all acceptable. Sometimes when we are so busy caring for others, we forget to care for ourselves. And in this moment, I would ask us each and all to send our hearts and our light and our love to Lainey, to hold her up so that she can process all the feelings as she moves forward in the choices that she must make as a caregiver. And so that is. Thank you, everyone, for doing that with me. I'm going to take a sip of water, and I am going to pull a card for Juliet. Yes, yes. And sometimes, Juliet, when we are in the chaos, we try to hold so tight, and it will be good to know that we're holding her so that she can release those feelings as we are here for her. Okay, Juliet. I'm going to clear that for a second. And this card is for Juliet. Ah, Juliet, you got one of my absolutely favorite cards, Energy, Coffee. And coffee has, just look at beans, so strong, so powerful, and completely encompassing energy. So let's just tap on that and see what comes up for you when you think about energy and the flow of energy. And we can ask ourselves again, almost relating back to that original card that Tamara got, the papaya, the flow. The strength of coffee, that deep, dark richness, to me, it just is such a connection to the earth and pulling that energy up from the earth into our bodies, allowing ourselves to regulate our energy, to maybe not to safeguard our energy. For some reason, that is something that in to safeguard that energy, uh, so that we are not depleting ourselves, to make sure that we are grounded and pulling that energy up and in from our feet and also down in from divinity and holding it with this container of our bodies and allowing it to flow and be of service to us before we allow it to go out into the world. And let's just tap that in. I am a beautiful, energetic being in service. And I first serve myself. For some reason, I think if it's not for you, perhaps also for myself, but others on this call, that we serve ourselves first, almost like that oxygen mask that they give on the plane, saying, put your mask on before you help. Control your energy, allowing it to flow in and through you before it flows out, and be aware of not giving it away or without reserve. I'm going to like sit with that for a moment. If that makes sense for you. And also, this analogy is coming to me as well. Sometimes when we drink coffee, when we have that one cup too many, allowing it, perhaps giving it back to the earth as a gift. Okay. I don't know where the chickens came from either. Uh, 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 okay. But love it. Okay. So, let us pull a card for you. First cup, guys. This is like, so I'm going to use my tapping world healing cup to take another sip, but we are doing some work here tonight, and I am so appreciative of each and every one of you, because I love that this energy is going out in service, that what each of you is bringing is amazing. Okay, Elizabeth. Mm. Okay. Okay, Elizabeth. The card I pulled that came up for you is empowerment, carrots, empowerment. And again, look at these beautiful colors, the heart chakra, the root chakra.
you are still here, uh, I was doing Elizabeth's card. Elizabeth, we got the card of empowerment. And carrots are from the earth, the deep purple carrot tops, and it is useful getting this. And oh, let's see. I'm going to tap for, I'm going to take a sip of water because wowzer, wow, wowzer. Here we go. It must be the storm. I'm riding out the storm here. Oh, okay. What I will offer is the empowerment card for Elizabeth, calling in and eating carrots, and when you eat them, to feel that vibration and call in, I am empowered to be and say and act from my highest holy self. That when I go forth in the world, I am empowered to be who I came here to be. In the fullness of who I am. And you are the I am that you are. You are this beautiful soul. And you are empowered to be that in every situation. You just have to know that. I empower myself to be my soul in every situation. Coming from soul is really what not only this show is about, but is what each of us are here on this earth to do. That is totally what I believe and what I try, what I practice. I'm not going to even say I try. I practice that every day. Do I stumble and fall? Absolutely. But it is that analogy of when a baby starts to walk. This is what a community like we have here, each other, because we are all walking this path together. And when we hit a roadblock or hit a stumbling point, we are all each here going, yay, Denise, yay, Elizabeth, yay, Rachel, yay, Tamara, yay, Juliet, yay, Krista, just every single person. I have to say that that's what I love about this community, the Food Healing Oracle Deck community, all of the communities that I am a part of. I choose them because we raise each other up and we are those lights onto each other. And so I thank you all for being here and for hanging in with me, even though I got bumped off. And I did want to just give you a couple of announcements before the end of the night, because I promised Lainey I would, and I want to deliver. There is a crystals class with the Food Healing Oracle deck coming up. I do believe registration has passed, but you could check on that. That will be on the 4/29. And then the Conquering Your Cravings class is now Saturday, May 6th, where the advanced theta healers, Lainey Savante Wilkin and Cheryl Friedman, will be leading the class through healing from subconscious programming and limited belief systems. And so I took their original class, absolutely phenomenal. Oh, all of the classes are, and I have taken a lot of the classes multiple times. I have taught classes with Savante, the oils classes, which we will have one coming up as well. That will be a really fun class. It is going to be uh, in the kitchen with layered wellness using the essential oils and the food healing oracle deck. And it is going to be an online intuitive cooking class uh, Saturday, June 17th, and that'll be from 11 to 2. And you'll register in advance, so we will be sending you samples of the oils we'll be using in the class, so you will be making the recipes right alongside us as we just have a lot of fun nourishing our bodies and our souls together. And it has been a wonderful evening. And even though um, I got temporarily bumped off, I'm so glad to get back on. And just thank you all for sharing your light and your love with me. This is my, I use this in my tapping world healing. That is my tapping business. And what I do, and wherever you are on this map of the world, I follow the teachings of Dr. Emoto, how we infuse our water with frequencies. Everything is frequency. My business, Change Your Frequency, Change Your Life, is exactly that. And that is why I love the deck so much, because the frequencies of what we put in and on our bodies is so important. And having these cards that we can tune into the frequencies of food, that we can eat deliberately, that we can infuse our water with frequency, and then give ourselves that gift of light and love. And that is what I wish for you. No matter where you are in this world, I wish you well. I recognize you for the being, the wonderful light beings that you are. Namaste. Have a great night, everybody, and see you all soon.